mom tells this story of when I was a toddler. I was very active, always getting into trouble, always running around, super hyper energy. And she told me this story of when I was 2, she took me to see Fantasia, Disney's Fantasia, which was all music. And she said for the first time I sat still for 2 hours and I was just amazed with the music. Later on in grade school, I think I was about 7 or 8, I started playing the flute. I also started playing the piano. When you grow up in a Hispanic house, you always kind of have a beat-up old Spanish guitar lying around the house. And we had one, and my mom played it. My uncles played. I think at one point my dad even had a Spanish guitar, and he didn't even play. You just have to have one. So I always remember growing up and seeing that there. It must have been about 17, I remember, when somebody asked me if I could do a gig playing kind of Latin music for a bridal shower. And at that point I was only a rock guy. I had no idea about Latin music. Even though I grew up with it, I didn't know too much about it. And of course I wanted the gig, I wanted the money, so I said yes. That gig led to another gig and to another gig. All of a sudden people were hiring me to play acoustic music, and I started really getting into it. So probably about the time I was maybe 18, 19, I was really pretty much only into acoustic music and the nylon guitar specifically. And it's been like that ever since. It's been 25 years now, and I just love acoustic music. I love all guitars, of course, but something about the nylon string guitar just hits me right here in the heart, and that's kind of what I've been doing these days. So in a sense, my music, I would say, is more like an autobiography, whereas everything that I've experienced as a kid growing up and the people that are in my life, my family, my wife, my kids, I've written a lot of music about them. I've written many songs for the people that I love, and I've written many songs about experiences I've had. Some are good and some are bad. I also like for people to listen to my music and interpret what they hear in the music. So a lot of times people will ask me, what is this song about? And I really don't like to tell them, because I want it to be what you think it's about. And most of the time people, they're able to interpret and they hear the similar things that I hear when I was creating the music. There are some times when people, they hear something different than I originally wanted, but you know what? If they heard that in the music, then that's great for them, because I think music is about sharing, and it's about emotion, and it's about creating, and it's about communicating. And that's what I hope my music does. I grew up my whole life in Southern California, and I feel that my music has a very Southern California sound. And we have a way of life here in Southern California, laid back, beaches, palm trees. And I think that's also very reflective in my music, that attitude, the laid backness, and especially on my newest album, I have a lot of inspiration from the beach, from the coast, and just growing up in San Diego and living in Los Angeles now, it has that whole feel. Very different from the East Coast, which has a whole different style of music. I feel my music is very West Coast, very Southern California.